Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Daily Dose of Dawn. Mansplaining the Handmaid's Tale. That's right, we got 2 episodes left in this season, episodes 9 and 10. We're playing some Mario Golf on the rookie course here. I got Toad I'm taking control of and taking on Peach. So, let's get right to it. Alrighty. So, as y'all might recall, just real quick at the end there, it ended off with a wife giving June a music box. And the little girl trapped in a box who can only dance when she gets wound up by somebody else. Oh my. So we open up to another crazy goddamn ceremony. Apparently it is time now for Janine to leave the baby and move on to her next post. And she doesn't seem too thrilled by this idea, it would seem. She still seems to believe the commander loves her and is coming after her. Oh boy. Well, we all know this is, obviously going to turn out very well. I'm sure the super rich and powerful dude is definitely did not say anything weird to the mentally ill woman to get her to do stuff. Okay. I hope he's up and over, but I do believe. Well, screw it. Let's find out. Alright, cool. He's up and over. Alrighty. So after the ceremony offered as Alma, oh, I want to help with Mayday. But Alma's like, oh, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. No, denied. Oh boy. So, Janine is now brought to her next post and says to Aunt Lydia, oh, it's so far away. Of course, she's like, oh, far away from what, dear? Oh, nothing. Oh boy. Alright, this next scene is fucking nuts. Again, alright? Just, this was the what the fuck scene for this episode. Actually, I think there was 2, but this was just wow. Okay, so the wives are out with the new baby. Okay? They're taking a walk with the kid in the stroller. Alright? And one of the, I don't know, presumably neighbor ladies, I'm gonna say, although she doesn't wear the same color as the rest of the wives, so she's definitely not the same status as those wives, but she's somebody from down the street. She comes up like, "Oh my God, is that your baby? I would love to see it." Because I mean, again, like babies in this world are kind of rare, So, she comes over and is looking in it. Well, then from off camera steps over this huge dude with a fucking assault rifle. And he's just like, ma'am. And she backs away. And then, like, the 2 wives start fucking walking again. They're like, it's Mrs. Waterford and Mrs. Putnam. And they just go back to talking, like, oh, I mean, she probably did legit just want to see the baby, but can't be too careful. And that dude's behind them, like, yep, I'm doing my thing. that was amazing. The way that scene was just shot amazingly. I have to admit. Oh boy. Alrighty then. So June is out at the store. And Alma gets a chance to actually talk to her, and she's like, "Hey, there's too many eyes and ears before, but check it out. We need you to go back to Jezebel's." And of course, June is all like, "Well, how the fuck do you know I was at Jezebel's? And how do you know about Jezebel's? And like, what the fucking fuck? Wow, what the hell? Jesus." Alright. But anyway, so Alma tells June, "You gotta go back to Jezebel's and you gotta, like, pick up this package for me. If you want to help with Mayday, that's what you gotta do." Now, I mean, okay, this is a TV show trope that I just really hate when they do this. Alright? Because we spent like the whole last episode, or at least a good chunk of it, was basically a big fuzz about the commander sneaking her off, sneaking her in past the checkpoints, shaving her legs for her to get her ready, like, you know. I'm just saying, like, it was a big ordeal. And, well, Alma wants June to go back there tonight. And, yeah, how the fuck does Alma know about it? That's again, this trope. Like, it was this big reveal that, you know, I mean, nobody is surprised that all of the leadership is hypocrites and actually does sex stuff, but we'll do that again. But it's a big reveal, and then it turns out all the characters know about it anyways. I don't know. I always hate that trope, too. Oh, boy. But alright. So June, she goes and she gotta tell Waterford, like, "Yo, I absolutely loved that club. Jezebel's. It was great. We gotta go again." And the commander is like, "Yeah, fuck it. Let's go tonight." And even Alfred's like, "What? Really? It's gonna work like just like that?" Like, alright. I mean, she's not like, alright, but. I don't know. Okay, so, anyways. So, yeah, again, like, it ain't nothing. Like, next scene, it's the three of them, because Nick drove them. Got him over there. And mind you, Nick broke it off with her the last episode, so he's kind of like not super privy to what the fuck she's up to, and she definitely would probably not want to tell him because, I mean, he might be sweet on her, but he's also still the secret police, you know, and she's like helping with Mayday, so, and that's probably not something that they want. But Nick does give old Mr. Waterford a warning. "Hey, this is a sudden trip. We don't know who's here. Be careful, sir." And we get another scene with Nick and the cafeteria lady. That's what I'm going to call her until I learn her name. But, cafeteria drug dealer lady, you know. It's kind of funny. She makes a mention like, "Oh, Nick, you're a driver and you're asking a lot of questions about Waterford's Handmaid." That's a good way to get strung up on the wall. But yeah, I guess, well, okay, this is something that's a little weird. But, like, with Nick, I don't get it. This was where they made it painfully obvious that not everybody knows that he's one of the eyes. It makes me wonder if, like, even Waterford knows that Nick's one of the eyes. You know? But how the fuck did June figure it out again? Well, because she knew what happened to Offlin, or he knew what happened to Offlin, but still. I don't know, man. If I feel like if Offlin could have figured it out, so probably could have Mr. Waterford there. So that is a little crazy. Alrighty then. Oh, we go back over, and it looks like Janine is not adjusting well to not being near her, to her baby and the commander. She's supposed to be off Daniel now, and she's all like, no, I'm off Glenn, and oh shit. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah? Take that right back at ya. Alrighty then. Alright, so back over at Jezebel's. June keeps asking, we gotta go to the bar. I wanna go to the bar. And he's like, why do you wanna go to the bar? Let's fuck. So they're just up in the room fucking. Fucking, fucking for fun. Not this fucking whack ass ceremony bullshit. Alright, we're gonna talk about that at the end. Like, is this really good for anybody? But at least this is better than it looked like before. But yeah, they're at least fucking for fun and enjoying it here. And alrighty then, of course, Waterford is like, yo, I'm not an idiot. I know why you want to be here. Of course, June's like, what? What the fuck? What do you mean? You know, hoping he doesn't mean you're supposed to be picking up a package at the bar from somebody. But nope. He's like, oh, I know you. I saw you two talking last time. You know each other. So come on, get together. And alright, this next kind of what the fuck moment. So he brings in Ruby, Moira. Alright, her friend from the before time. And he's like, yeah, like, I forget what the fuck he says. Something like, like we're friends. And it's like, oh yeah, do your thing. And like, not like that. Which is absolutely amazing because of like, I mean, they already like kind of sentenced that one like lesbo chick, to some crazy vagina surgery. But like here they're like, yeah, have at it, But honestly, I'm kind of surprised he didn't make them fucking do a three-way at this point. I mean, Jesus Christ. Let's see here. So Moira is not super happy about the idea of helping June, but June's like, oh, you could get the package for me because I ain't getting it apparently. And Moira doesn't sound like she's going to do it by this. Alrighty. It's uphill, so. Bam. Alright. So we get back to Handmaid land there. I guess they're like in a suburb of Boston or some shit. We get back over there, and crazy old Janine. Yeah, she left her post. She went back and she got her baby. and she is on the bridge, threatening to jump. Oh boy. Oh, so they bring in old June to try to talk her down on the ledge. They're like, save that baby. Like, alright. Nobody wants the baby to get hurt, so. Where's Alfred? Alright, like, Alfred's all like, yeah, it's gonna go back to normal, don't worry. And Janine was like, well, who would want to dance with me? And I was like, man, I bet you Alfred's sitting there thinking like, don't say I, don't say I, don't say I. Oh boy. Alright, so Janine actually says to Alfred, like, hey, why don't you just jump with me? It'll hurt for a little bit, but not much. But she can't. She has to find out what happened to Hannah. But Janine hands the baby over to Alfred, June there, and then jumps off the bridge. And she's immediately scooped up by the Guardians. And it is basically, it's seen she is in the hospital with Aunt Lydia. And she has survived. Oh boy. But not before jumping. She did let everybody in on Commander Putnam's little secret about telling her, hey, we're gonna run away together and doing crazy shit that his wife won't. So it looks like Commander Putnam is in a little bit of shit. Alright. We'll see what happens there. Okay, then. Alright, and then Alfred the next day or somewhere around there, she is off at the market getting some friggin' getting some meat or some shit. And she is given a special delivery package with a little note. Praise be, bitch. Here's your package. We're then treated to a little scene where Moira basically gets a hold of a Guardian uniform in a car and puts a hat on and kind of looks a little tomboyish and drives away to Canada. Well, she drives away at this point. And that's the end of the episode. Oh, hold on, folks. Oh, hold on a second. Alright, folks, sorry about that. But that was actually not a terrible time for an interruption, anyways. Oh, because that was the end of episode 9. Was Moira is driving away, dressed like a Guardian dude. Alright, well, before we get into episode 10, let's take a moment here to talk about our good friends of the show, W Energy Drink. Yeah, that's right, folks. Check out. Nice little solo level energy thing here. And nice little shaker there. Alright. Of course, we're going to take our Tubby. Alright, if I could actually get it to there, I'll eventually learn where the camera is. Alright, let's put this in here. Bam. You just need one scoop. One scoop's all you need. Get all that energy and focus. Yeah, 12-ounce can. Well, you know, most normal people just use regular water, but as I've said, I like that combination. Use soda water if you want, or just regular water. Let's get this up in here. Alrighty there. So as always, give that just a minute or two just for fizzy up. Oh. Just barely missed that one. Birdie pot. Nice little birdie. That mystery cherry flavor, that is damn good cherry. Not gonna lie. And as always, folks, head on over to the link in the description. Use the promo code TDDD for the Daily Dose of Don. And get yourself 10% off your order. Alright, folks. Let's get back to the golfing and back to the show. Alright, so episode 10. We're given another flashback sequence. It's looks like it is June's first day at the Red Center. Oh boy. Look at this parade of sluts in these outfits. Of course. Oh boy. So, they are basically... Alright, there is a weird scene here, actually, where June is like, I don't know, she's like restrained to a chair, and they like pop something in her head. And they say something like, "We just don't want to lose you." Like, and yeah, I don't think that's ever explained what that was, but yeah, so that's weird. Maybe that's something, that must be something for a future date. Alright. Oh, boy. So, and the wife comes on in, and it's just a clobbering fucking June. Oh boy. She has found the dress that June wore to Jezebel's. Uh-oh. So, she immediately gives Alfred a pregnancy test and tell her, "You bitch ass, you better get on your knees and pray for the right outcome." Oh man, this bitch ain't playing around at this point. But as it will turn out, Alfred is pregnant. Alright. Just a second there, folks. Let me power this. Oh, crap. Well, that was a good theory. Okay then. Apparently now the wife is okay with beating the shit out of a pregnant Alfred, by the way. But she's like, all right, well, that saves your life at least. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty nice. Alright, so the wife now goes to confront the commander, Fred. We're getting a lot more time hearing him being referred to as Fred. But it's the end of the season, so you kind of expect that. He seems far, far more easy to touch at this point. So, cool. Alright, but the wife wants to play Scrabble. And he's all like, oh, I'd love to play Scrabble with you, but I don't have the time. And you know the law. You helped write it. He's like, yeah, I'll bet you that little bitch Alfred is fucking good at Scrabble. She's smart. A little fuckhead. So, basically, she tells Fred, like, yo, bitch, you need to control your fucking self. Alright? Because we ain't having her fucking on the wall. And then she's also like, oh, and by the way, she's pregnant, but it ain't yours. Oh, that's cold. That's cold. Alright. So Nick sees June with the face beating the fuck up. And June tells Nick, well, I'm pregnant, but, you know, the wife is pretty fucking mad at me. And the wife sees Nick comforting June. And she tells her, get your coat. We going for a drive. And Nick was like, do you need me to get the car? And she was like, nope, no thank you, Nick. I've made other arrangements. Tells June, get in, get comfortable. It's a long drive. June's in the back seat while Mrs. Waterford is in the front. Oh boy. Alright, in the meantime, we go over to Maria, who is still driving around and has apparently, well, she's on a compound and she dusts off a license plate and it says Ontario, and she realizes she has made it to Canada. Woo! And we come back over to Miss Waterford in June. And in this week's first example of holy fucking shit, June is locked in the back of the car while Mrs. Waterford goes out and into the building. And then comes out with a little girl. And the little girl is Hannah, fucking June's daughter. But Hannah can't see June. And June can see Hannah, but can't talk to her. And can't get out of the car. And Ms. Waterford is like, oh, just wanted to show you that. Alright. So the way back, man, she's like crushed. And Mrs. Waterford's like, your baby is well taken care of. And will still be well taken care of. So long as my baby is healthy. Oh boy. Mrs. Waterford ain't playing. Okay. So this is where it gets good now. We're at the Hall of the Commanders. And Putman has committed the sin of lust. He's admitted to it. He's asking for forgiveness. What on earth will they do? Not a surprise to no one, because we already know he's a scumbag too. Waterford, he's like, the fuck, man? Let's forgive him. Let's forgive him. And the other guy tells him, he's like, nah, man, he's got to get punished. Nobody's above the law. And he's like, and Waterford's like, what? Nah, man, he's got like a wife. We can't fuck them over and a new child. And that dude's like, nah, bro, his wife loves him. His wife wants a harsh punishment. And that's where Waterford realizes, oh shit, this shit falls apart with what I'm doing. I'm pretty fucked. And then we go to a cutaway scene where they are doing a crazy ass surgery and it looks like they are amputating his arm. So, wow, yeah, straight up, these dudes ain't fucking around apparently. Alright? Alright. So June, while her next move, she goes to Commander like and tells him what his wife did with her child and asks him to protect her child. And he's like, look, she ain't gonna hurt your child. But I don't know if that's really a smart idea. But then the next morning, 3 bells are ringing. It's a death knell. Another creepy fucking ceremony, because that's all these fucking people do all day long. These creepy ceremonies, apparently. Alright. Okay. It's a stoning. Yes, we got rocks. Everybody gets a stone. And crazy old Janine has been found guilty of endangering a child. And thus she will be stoned to death. Or so they thought. Everybody was like, yeah, look, we all know Janine's fucking nuts, but she's nuts because, like, she just gave up her baby. Like, we would all be nuts like that. Wow, that was pretty badass. But like, so they refuse to bash her head in with rocks until she's dead. But man, this Guardian dude, he ain't got no fucking problem showing this other one the butt stuck the butt end of his rifle. Man, this is fucking brutal. Like, I mean, I think they slow motioned it. It was bam, like right in the face. This Handmaid. I'm like, shit. This show does that a lot. All right. But basically, all the handmaids refuse. And after the dude butt strokes her, like Aunt Lydia gets all defensive, like, hey, yo, the girls are my responsibility. Like, what the fuck? But, so they ain't gonna do the stoning, and the Guardians take Janine away, and Lydia's like, there will be consequences. Alright. Meanwhile, Moira is back up in Canada. Alright, this is fucking nuts, okay? The Canadians are apparently taking American refugees, which I totally get. They definitely would in this scenario. But holy fuck, okay? They hooked Moira up. She got a cell phone prepaid for a year. She got like medical insurance, fucking like cash on a card. This is weird because it's like all the fucking crazy shit that right wingers say immigrants get when they show up here, but they don't really get any of that. So I mean that was weird. I can tell you from personal experience with Canadian immigration, they're not really that friendly. I mean, I'll bet you in this scenario, yes, they would take American refugees and probably be cool, but like still, yeah, they're not gonna do that. All right, we are back. All right, but Mara at the end she finds Luke, so they're together. June is in a room waiting for a punishment. And Nick and a bunch of Guardians show up. And Nick is like, just go with them. That's always his advice. Just do what they say. Alfred tells, I'm assuming that was Alma or maybe somebody else. It even kind of looked like the cafeteria lady, but I'm not sure. So, but one of the other handmaids, like, hey, it's behind the tub. So she gets the package, and Alfred gets in the back of the van with the Guardians. And she don't know, is this the end or the beginning of a new adventure? Or, well, I don't think she said adventure, but, you know, whatever the hell fuck is next. I'm guessing that since there's 5 more seasons, that it's probably not the end of her. That's my first prediction and final thought, which we'll go over here. Try to get this done before. Alright, seriously, like, as I say, like, one thing I gotta admit about this show is the show is actually, like, incredibly well fucking written. I am amazed at the goddamn pace of this show. Like, it is, every time I even get the slightest bit bored, they give me a what the fuck moment. That makes me, like, go, like, alright, I gotta watch a little bit more of this crap. They are actually really, really good at that. Oh, man. But, let's see. I'm pretty sure Aunt Lydia is going to eventually, like, do some character development and be not such a crazy bitch, eventually. Alright, one other thing. Now that we put the timeline together, like, so this whole Handmaid deal has only really been going on down for like 3 years. But they did that parade of children with the Mexican ambassador, and like they had like 8 and 10 year olds or some shit. I mean, I don't know. That doesn't make as much sense, but I'll give it to them. Let's see here. I gotta say, so we still don't know what's in the package. I don't know what'll end up that'll be. Obviously, in two. Honestly, I'd say the biggest shocker of this thing in the end of like is the whole idea that so these religious nut jobs actually hold each other accountable. Like, wow, I didn't see that coming. Not gonna lie. Um, yeah. So man, it looks like that motherfucker Waterford is probably in for some shit. Not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of it. And I'm gonna mansplain everything about it to you. And in case y'all was wondering, ladies, mansplaining is short for man explaining. Alright. Alright, folks. Keep up to date with what's going on with your daily dose of Dawn.